Alright guys, so as promised, I'm starting off the deep dives on each area of our financial needs analysis with World Financial Group. And the first area we go over is cash flow, aka budget management. Budgeting. Isn't that just the best? Of course, budgeting is not the best, but hey, this is the first step because this is absolutely foundational. This lays the groundwork for all the good stuff, including building wealth, planning for retirement, estate planning, accumulating assets, everything that's fun. And it basically breaks down to two simple areas. We're talking about what's coming in and what is going out. Income versus expenses. So you have here your sources of income. Many people, it's just their salary. That's okay. If your salary is nice, you could be in good shape. Maybe you have salary plus some commissions. Now we're doing a little bit better. We have rental income, interest and dividends from your investments. Maybe you're a little bit older, you're in a distribution phase of retirement, annuities, pensions. You can have alimony, child support, government assistance, anything that is coming into your pockets month after month. That is our income. Now, we always hear, live below your means. Don't spend more than you have. And that can be a problem. That can be a problem for a lot of people. However, there's living below your means, and then there's just not having any means. Some people, it's not a matter of spending too much, it's just an issue of not making enough money. So with WFG, the best thing that we can do for people to help them earn additional income is offer them an opportunity to get in business, and the right folks can really turn their entire lives around. Now, on the other side, we have what's going out. Our expenses in red. Red, expenses are bad. Hey, you know what? Some expenses are necessary, and sometimes it does take spending a little money to make some money. So our basic non-discretionary expenses, we have our housing, we have our utilities, we have food, and in parentheses here, I'm talking about groceries. So many people spend way too much money dining out. Yes, I know it's convenient. Yes, I know maybe you're not the greatest cook as the professional at a restaurant, but that can really add up. I think that's a pretty commonly known high expense that people build up. We have transportation, of course, we got to get around. We have our insurance premiums, our health insurance, our car insurance, our life insurance, everything to protect us against loss of income should something go haywire. Savings, that is absolutely a non-discretionary expense, meaning it is not an option. So many people spend and then save what's left. Of course, we know about Warren Buffett. He talks about save and then spend what's left. That can be pretty tough. I understand, but as long as you make savings an obligation, you're doing better than a lot of people. Paying yourself first needs to be treated like any other bill that you have. Childcare, that's another one, of course. We got to take care of the kids. Now we have our discretionary income here. These are things that are optional. So clothing, gadgets, gifts. Yeah, we got to have clothes on our back, but do you need to go shopping every 2 weeks? Do you need to wear something one time and that's it? Now it's old, now I can't wear it anymore. If you're going to do that, you better sell it. You better make some of that money back if you're, Jimmy GQ and you can't wear something more than once. Subscriptions, memberships. This one right here is so huge in today's society. We live in a subscription and a membership society, and if you have subscriptions or memberships that you use all the time, I know myself, something like my gym membership, for me that's basically non-discretionary, that's non-negotiable for me, but I use it all the time. I definitely get my money's worth. So many of us, we sign up for stuff and we don't use it. Or you sign up for the free trial because you want to use it one time and then you forget. And now it's auto-charging you every month. And $10 here, $15 here, that can all really add up. Or maybe your spouse has a subscription and you have a subscription to the same thing. Do we really need 2 Netflix accounts in the same household? No, let's just share. Don't tell Netflix though. They lose a lot of money on that. Just kidding. They make a lot of money. They're fine. Travel, entertainment. Yeah, we want to take some trips. Yeah, we want to enjoy ourselves. Of course we want to do that. But all within reason. So you hear that general breakdown. What percentage should I spend on what? When it comes to housing, the kind of golden rule of thumb of personal finance has become 30% of your income goes towards housing. Now, The reality is, based on where you're at in your career, what your income is, where you live, that can fluctuate so much. Some people who have very high incomes and kind of live a minimalist lifestyle, maybe they only spend 10% of their income on their housing. Or somebody who's struggling and lives in an expensive area, like here in Los Angeles, basically all of California, if you don't have a very high income, you could be spending 50, 60. If you're really in rough shape, you could be spending 70% of your income on your housing expenses. So the way I like to kind of work it out, you hear a bunch of different approaches for this, is a 50-25-25 rule. Meaning 50% of your income goes to these sorts of non-discretionary expenses. 25% can go to the discretionary expenses. So you got to have a little bit of fun. You can't tell anybody, hey, you got to cut off everything that you enjoy. Nobody's going to follow that. We can be disciplined, but let's live life a little bit within our means and within reason. And 25% goes towards our savings and aggressively paying off debt. Now, on the subject of debt, I have debt floating over here. It's not non-discretionary or discretionary because it can go both ways. Sometimes folks are getting into debt to have these discretionary things that they don't really need. Putting clothing on credit cards. There's a savvy way to do it, and there's a not as savvy way to do it. And in the next video, I'm actually going to break down debt management. If you can't pay it off in full at the end of the month, if you're spending money that you do not have in the bank, that is going to be bad debt. And that's when your debt payments become discretionary because you're making a choice. Now, if you have a car that you can afford within reason, student loans, things like that, that's non-discretionary. You're being responsible, you're building credit, you're paying that off over time. So, income issue or spending issue, that's really what it breaks down to, or maybe no issue at all. So, I hope that helps people out. That's the first step in the process. Let's see where you're at right now. Let's assess your current situation, what's coming in, what's going out, and now we can get a better idea of what strategy is going to be right for you. So stick around. Next video will be coming soon.